Yo, what's up? So, in good news today, Steam actually bans NFTs and crypto from games. But we're going to go over a Kotaku article about this. And then also, I want to talk about why NFTs are good and bad in different situations and why probably this is a good instance of banning NFTs. Okay, so the title, Good Riddance, Steam bans games that feature crypto and NFTs. Okay. So damn. Good. Let me see if this is opinion first. Nope, this is news. Of course. Okay. So damn, Good Guy Steam is sort of back. The developer of an upcoming NFT-based PC game revealed in a tweet that Steam is no longer allowing games built on blockchain technology or that issue or allow exchange of cryptocurrencies or NFTs. Indeed, Valve's onboarding rules page now says exactly that. Okay, so first of all, blockchain technology is essentially how you can create these non fungible tokens or cryptocurrency so that it's always true for every single person. And that's how, like, you have these ledgers and that you can ensure that nobody else has the same token or the same NFT as you. That's how it works. Is this blockchain is the technology that ensures that all of that is true. Okay. And the reason I think that Steam is trying to do this is because this is a very unexplored area, especially in gaming, and it can lead to a lot of, scamming and bad actors that I don't think Steam necessarily wants to deal with. I don't think Steam is being like a good guy here. I don't think that they're trying to be a good guy. I think that they're being smart for their business. They don't want to get sued and they don't want to have a lot of customers unhappy because people are getting scammed over games like this, which I think is a great call. I think it's smart and I think it does actually protect their users from a lot of potential harmful things that can happen. So that's probably why Steam is doing it. Now, are NFT games bad? No, I don't think they're bad. I don't think any game is necessarily bad. It has like a certain market. They become bad when the monetization is specifically targeted or done in a way that tricks users or is very enticing to people who have certain types of mindsets or aren't necessarily knowledgeable about some things, right? So, like children, for example, the way that Fortnite has monetized itself, I would say, is somewhat um, culpable in some of these things. They have been known to talk to psychologists for ways to make the game more addicting to children. So yeah, I think that there are some instances where the development of games, especially with how addicting they can be and their monetization, is bad. But that doesn't mean that everything about NFTs is inherently bad. It's just a tool, and how people use that tool is what makes it good or bad. And because there's not a lot of checks right now for Steam to levy against people who are making these kinds of games, they can't really sift through the good and bad. So just to ban them outright, I think is the right call here because a lot of people could lose a lot of money. Non fungible tokens are digital assets that represent ownership of specific images, and this ownership is recorded in an electronic ledger called a blockchain. The NFT scene is famous. Okay, actually, I'm going to talk about this. So, one, it doesn't have to be like an image file, right? It could be anything. You could have this be a GIF, it could be literally any file format. It doesn't matter what the file format is. The token itself is basically like a single, think of it as like a single crypto coin that is tied to a specific digital asset. I think that they should have left it there because you could have a digital asset that is, it could be any kind of file, right? So it doesn't have to be just an image. It could be like a music file. It could be whatever. Okay. So think about it that way. And it's basically just ensures that you have like a true copy of it. Now, that doesn't mean that people can't get the file itself, right? Like if you have an NFT of, let's say, a picture of a monkey, okay, then other people could still take that picture. They just don't have proof that they have like an authentic version of it, if that makes sense. Kind of in the same way that you could take like a painting in real life and then photocopy it, and then you could have like two of identical paintings. But if you have like the certificate or however those work, that basically is proving that the version you have is an authentic one. It's like the same thing in that sense. The NFT scene is famous for scammers who bail after the money is paid in. And the reason that NFT and crypto is really popular for scammers is one, it's a very unregulated space, especially in the United States. And two, it's very hard to track where crypto and NFT payments and stuff like that go. Because of the way that the blockchain works, it's basically anonymous. It's not obviously truly anonymous. We've seen people get tracked down through it, but if if you take the necessary steps, it really is. If you don't have any way of tracking a wallet back to yourself, it is essentially anonymous, right? Whereas like a bank card or checks, they can be directly linked to you. Crypto can't really, okay? So that's why a lot of people use this for scams or under the table kind of deals and stuff like that, is because it's very hard to trace. And there are multiple cryptocurrency projects in which the developers just expect investors to trust them on a spit handshake. Yeah, I mean, that's true. People in the space will just say, hey, trust me, right? Like it happens all the time. If you've seen any of Kira TV's videos, you know that's true. Even companies that aren't using NFTs or crypto do similar things when it seems similar, like Earth 2. Earth 2 doesn't use either, but it seems very similar. So they say, hey, just trust us. We're going to make this game. Not to mention that NFTs and cryptocurrency in general are environmentally disastrous. Yeah, this comes down to how they're minted and how they're traded. You can read about that. They can be pretty bad for the environment. But as long as high profile NFTs can potentially command sales prices of millions of dollars, crypto bros will continue peddling the snake oil. True. I mean, like we're that's just how markets work, right? If there's an area to make money, and according to risk adjustment, people are going to spend their money there, obviously. Steam's formal ban of cryptocurrency games and NFTs wasn't completely unexpected. On September 30th, NFT-based game developer Satoshi's what I don't know games announced that Valve would not allow its NFT game Light Night to be released on Steam. No explanation was given until today, when the developers behind Age of Rust, another NFT game, explained that Steam does not allow games that have real-world value to exist on their platform. Now, I don't know. Does this count for anything? Like, do our CS skins for like knife skins and stuff like that, are they no longer able to be traded on the Steam marketplace? I wonder how that actually works, because you can trade things on the Steam marketplace. I know that there was a video where the Spiffing Brit basically completely crashed the market for pickles, and then he, I don't know, made a bunch of money doing that. It was kind of funny. So I don't know how exactly this works. If you can trade things on the Steam marketplace, those almost act as NFTs, except for they're not tradable outside of the Steam marketplace. Maybe that's what makes it specific, is if you can only trade it within the Steam marketplace, Steam is okay with that because they make money. I don't know. That would be an interesting thing. So if someone knows in the comments if Steam is also discontinuing its like knife skin trading and stuff like that, and you can't trade any icons or anything like that, if they're discontinuing that as well, let me know, because I'm a little bit curious about that. Light Night is a game in which players can earn NFTs by playing the game, which they can then sell in a Bitcoin marketplace. Similarly, Age of Rust has a mechanic in which players can use NFTs to unlock certain kinds of in-game rewards. Since both of these games allow players to redeem digital assets for real-world value, they would be running afoul of Steam's new stance against such features. I mean, it makes sense, right? But I don't know how far they'll take that. It's pretty funny that Steam thinks that NFTs contain real value, but I'm not complaining. NFTs literally do contain real value, because if people are willing to spend money for them, then that's real value, right? Like, just because you think it's useless, or it is just, it's literally just like a single coin of a cryptocurrency saying that you own this specific thing, and that's pretty much what it is. Just because you think it's useless doesn't mean everyone does. And when there is value in something, even if it seems useless, like we could say gold is useless. I guess you could say it's a really conductive metal, but I don't know. People sold like, use like tulip heads and like buds for currency like a long time ago. Like you could say those are useless, but to somebody they're not, right? They have some kind of value. So they obviously, and they command a real presence online as far as like money goes. So I don't know if this is a fair statement, Kotaku. Maybe you should look at your editing a little bit better. The less closely video games align with NFTs, the better off we'll all be. I don't know. I think that there is a space for NFT games to exist, but I think that the people investing in them need to be very, very, very careful and only do it with trusted people. But I'm glad that Steam is kind of banning this. I I think actually the best stance would be to allow it, but to have a incredibly stringent like process of evaluating it. That would probably be the best, but that probably takes too much time. CEO Tim Sweeney tweeted that the company was not touching NFTs as the whole field is currently tangled up with an intractable mix of scams, interesting decentralized tech foundations, and scams. Right. Even if the technology itself wasn't based on selling people on a beachfront property in Florida, okay, I, the whole technology isn't a scam. Like, okay, so for example, people have been thinking about possibly using blockchain technology as a way to distribute electricity more efficiently. So that's something that shows that it's not necessarily scammers. Like there are actual uses for this that aren't just like currency and NFTs. Okay, the NFT market is notoriously volatile. Yeah, I think almost every speculative market ever to exist is volatile. So of course, this past June, the NFT market suffered a 90% collapse from its peak. True. Now that two of the largest game distributors in the world have rejected this particular mixture of games and crypto, the future of cryptocurrency and NFT centered games looks a little less bright. Yeah, that's probably true. So, I guess let me know what you think down in the comments. Are NFT games bad or are they okay? Or is there instances where they're bad and instances where they're okay? That's my opinion. I think that there are instances where they are good and instances where they are bad. Obviously, scamming is always bad. That's why I make so many videos on Earth 2. I think it's very clearly a scam, but that doesn't mean that I don't think that there aren't NFT games that could exist that would be good and beneficial and just fun games, and they would just attract a different type of person who wants to play. They're basically a fully informed, consensual way of pay to win, is the best way I could think of it, right? Because you are acknowledging by virtue of playing the game that it's going to be pay to win in some way. And that's, I think that there is a market for that. And I think it's okay as long as that's the buy in that people have. So, again, let me know what you think down in the comments about this kind of NFT thing that is being talked about mostly within gaming, because I understand that there's a lot of people in the market when it just comes to like generally buying and selling them, but I'm more interested in gaming. Is this something that belongs in gaming? Is it not? But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.